I just haven't come around to publishing the other video, but we'll go through that also this evening. Okay. Okay. First things first, let us open the MyUnisa website, and I hope everything is working. All right, while I am opening my UNISA, it's important, guys, that you join your groups. A lot of you have had some concerns. Also, please, when you come in, mute so that I don't hear myself. If I hear myself, I get distracted. No, I'm not still not sharing my screen. I will share now. Sorry, I just need to get there. Okay, you can tell me if you can see my screen. I'm gonna mute you if you don't mute yourself. Okay. Waiting in the lobby. Forced. Okay. Let's hope my Anissa plays the game tonight. Okay, so the first thing that I need to just make sure that everyone knows is that you need to get into your groups. So there's not a lot that I could do. In the past, I could ask, and you guys have also asked this. I could have asked for the numbers for students, and then I used to go on those groups and share all the cell phone numbers with the groups. Um, ICT is not willing to make the numbers available anymore, where they cannot share it anymore. I think it's because of all those WhatsApps and things that you guys have been getting to sell information. So on the one hand, it should help with that, and on the other hand, it is unfortunately in not given me the chance to share any numbers. I can also not draw it myself from the system. So that's one of the unfortunate things. I know a lot of you have asked, so I want to see if I can just get my pointer. Um, I know I can't. Okay, so if you can see my cursor, I'm not sure. To know where your
Yes.
group is, if you don't know where it is, you see this little icon. If you go into the HR Buzz or MNG module site, you will click on this little bubble, and it will show you group here. Now you will only have one group. I am in all the student groups, so you'll see there's 101 student groups. Okay. Please, I've specifically made introducing yourself and putting your cell phone number in this group part of the mandatory assignment, so that everybody has to do it and everybody has to get involved. That is as far as I can go. There's this old saying, you can only take a horse to the water, you cannot make them drink. So once what I can commit to, though, is once this assignment is done, if students did not contribute, you will give them 0. I will probably next week upload you guys onto Teammates and do a mock run on Teammates. Then you give those people a 0 contribution. There is on the team submission template, there is we did my provision for that. You give it to them, and I will move them into groups with like-minded people. So they will all be stuck together with other people that don't do their part. If you are then remaining only 2 in a group, I will then on a poll ask that you all or group leaders then just to join based on that resource that we gave, and we will just combine the groups then going forward. I hope that would solve that problem. Unfortunately, like I say, there's only so much that I can do within the systems and the challenges of not being able to share student. If you have another solution for me, I would be grateful to hear it, and I'm open to suggestions. Okay. So then,
I think that's clear. Clear, Doc. It's clear. Thank you.
okay. All right, cool. Right. Okay, so there's been a few questions still on assignment one. So I'm gonna go to the assignments and I'll work through discussing certain things on the assignments. So assignment one will have a lot of plagiarism, or it will come up with a very high percentage. It should come up with a high percentage. Why? Because you are only submitting screenshots using a template. If you have a low score, it means you did something wrong. I think it's somewhere between 95 and 98% that the similarity is. We don't just check similarity like that and say, okay, everybody gets zero because it's 98%. For this assignment, we know it's going to be high. Assignment two, it's also going to be an interesting one to see what comes out of Turnitin, because you're submitting a poster. A poster has got different keywords. You all have certain key resources and things like that. Just give me 2 seconds. So we only have a set of 4 resources that we can play with. So it might be that in this assignment there will be overlap because you are required to do a specific set of activities based on the resource that you take, right? So it's very a desktop. So looking at, for example, the airport from one computer to the other, there is likely that there will be convergence of ideas. Later on, it will start to diverge. So, meaning you guys will have different contexts in which you apply it. You will do interviews. You will look at the lens of these things through your own perspectives. So, it will then change. But in order for you to understand how to get to an idea, and for us to be able to guide you a little bit on this, we needed to then limit you to the four things. Okay, and just then to confirm with assignment one, you need to click on the links, do what is so submit the ethical code of conduct. Click on it, submit it, take a screenshot, paste it into the document. Alton?
Hi, Doctor. My apologies for interrupting. I see on the screen you're looking at 2024's version,
Oh,
and
cook.
maybe I
Okay,
missed an
okay, all
update you
right, all
shared
right, all
earlier.
right.
Yeah,
And now
just wanted to
that's
check if we
good.
can look at this year.
Let's go try it again. Sorry about that. I didn't even realize.
Almost got a heart attack.
Let's try again. Thank you so much for showing. Um, sorry. No, you've got, oh, guys have got the multiple items. Okay, so there's different things, and you will just click on the link, do what is told, and then submit proof that you have completed it. Ideally, you would want to see your name or your student number on a submission. If you can't get it into one screenshot, take two and submit both. There's no page number. I just want to see that it is you who've completed these things and not the next person. Okay, so why? And then there's been also been a few questions. So why do we do this? So if you look at these specific assignments that you get, it's all about getting you ready and to do research in an ethical way. So the three training, and remember, honors, I will give you a chance now, you're not Unati. The honors prepares you for a master's. In order to get ethical clearance for a master's degree, you need to be able to have completed the 3 training. Sorry, I've got a baby with earache tonight, so that's why I've been late also. So you need to have completed the 3 training. So this also helps you in preparation then for your master's degree. Unati?
Hi, Dr. Stana, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Can I, guys, can I ask you just 2 seconds? I just need to take this call from the minister.
Go ahead.
Sorry about that, guys. She sends her regards. I see you say it's gonna be a long year because I have to speak to the minister. And I'm sorry about that. Alton?
No, sorry, it was Unati was up first. Then I'll go after
Okay,
Unati.
sorry, Unati.
Hi, Dr. Stana. I just wanted to confirm regarding the screenshots that you said you must take. The trouble that most of us, I think, are experiencing is that when you click on the link, it takes you to a completely new browser, so to call it. And your details aren't possible to see at all. So the 2 screenshots basically is just going to be one of my UNISA dashboard, and then the other is going to be of the survey. Is that fine with you? Because once you
But the
click on the
survey
survey,
is easy for me in any case. I check it because I get the survey, right? So that one is fine. But in the end, the certificate, the 3 certificates got your name on, right?
yeah,
Let me just get back there when I close this. The statement of ethical conduct on forms, I get it. When you do the quiz, we see your name. When you're on the Teams channel, it's fine. Group chat is fine. And it's just task 6. I don't think it's got a name on it, just has the final side.
yeah.
So maybe you can put the 2 screens next to each other and take a screenshot.
So just a screenshot of the my UNISA as well as for the last slide
Yeah,
on
if
that.
you put them together and you see your name, or even your PC has got a name, like now I can put your thing with on the one screen and I can take the both together.
Oh, okay. We'll do that.
I'll
Thanks.
take a screenshot now of the example.
Okay, please do. Thanks.
Sorry, for which question you're referring to? On your
Task 6.
okay, work the slide deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just put my student number above and I took the screenshot on it. There's no other way that I could do it. So is that fine?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's fine.
Okay.
So, yeah, the idea is just for you to do it yourself and for you guys not to share the screenshots, right?
No, thank
Because,
you.
yeah, so that would be unethical. But students do it. I've had some weird and interesting things coming through. So,
Sure. Thank you.
yeah, so what I just can say is, if you don't work through these things, you put yourself at the deficit. Right? because I don't have time to teach you step by step beyond what I'm doing at the moment. So these things are there to aid you in your learning and also to help you learn in different ways because we all learn in different ways. Okay, so this is a nice thing. I think it's a nice way of also breaking the ice, and it's also making sure that you have the right ethical background going forward. Okay.
Okay, thanks, Doctor. Just for task 4,
Mhm.
and I'm not sure if it's just me, but task 4 requires us to join the group's team via the team link, assignment 1, task 4, and
Mhm.
submit proof thereof. But when I clicked on it, I think it was sometime last week, it's asking me for a code to join the team. So, and maybe I've missed it under one of those subsections on HR Bus, but would you mind sharing that code if there's a code that needs to be entered?
There is a code. There's the link also
Sorry,
in the chat.
we
I didn't hear. Say again.
hear you now.
Yes. I did have the link. I did shove the code. Just see. I think like I yeah, manage team. Mm, I did settings, team code. In here, right? It's in the chat. The quiz for assignment C, you get it here. Task 3 for assessment 1. Okay,
Okay, I'm not seeing
Alton?
it. Is it just me? Maybe because I'm still seeing your screen where you're sharing the Teams code, but I'm not
Well, wait,
seeing
wait,
you're
wait.
talking
I'll
about
stop sharing and share again. Can you see the my Unisa?
it's loading. Maybe somebody else can confirm it. It might be that I have slow internet. If they can see your screen, because I
Yes,
can only
yeah,
see
we
a
Okay.
blank
we
screen
can
now.
see it.
Can
We're
see
able
the
to see it.
screen.
Can see the
Because
screen.
it's just behind, just after assessment 1, you get task 3 for assessment 1. I'll also put a screenshot then in the chat so you can check where it is. Okay. Dicke lady.
Good evening, Doctor. I just want to confirm when we do the assignment 1, do we need to attach the template and the declaration?
Always.
Okay.
So
All right.
every assignment, there's 2 templates. Earlier they did alert me that I uploaded it twice. Sorry, I used the one and changed it. So there's the group template and the individual assignment template.
All right. And then my second question, it was on the where I introduced myself. So is it fine where I attached the meeting that we were on as a group with the name of the people who attended the meeting?
It's also fine. You can also
As
just
task
go here and
number
introduce
task 5.
yourself.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, so you can either do the meeting, but anyway, to show that you have been engaging or that you have introduced yourself to the group and that you are in contact. You know, Nicolette, it's the problem with students not joining their groups that we are trying to address through this.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Then Ratiliwe.
Evening, doctors. Ratilwe.
Ratilwe. All right.
Yes,
Thank
there
you.
we go. What I want to ask is regarding the mark allocation. So when you opened assignment 1, the total of the marks there, it was like 1 mark each task. So it was a total of 6. But then if you go into the assessment plan and you open assignment 1, if we can, where it
Yeah,
says
I
the
know what you're going to ask.
yes,
There's
that
the
question to
assessment
say,
plan. So that's
yeah,
out of 6.
Yes, then the mark allocation when you go to the assessment plan on the assessment contribution, then it changes. I think it's a 3 or 4.
Yes, so it's
And it's
4.
not just for this assignment, it's for several ones.
Yes. Yeah. So the assignment can count 6 marks like this one. And so you would get 6 out of 6 is 100% for this assignment, meaning you would get 3% then for your year mark.
Okay, noted. So that other one is a percentage based.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you
So
so
that's
much.
the
Dr.
contribution to your year mark, not
Okay,
the
awesome.
marks there.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Thank you very much.
Oh, no worries. Nkosi?
Good evening, Doc. My question is regarding the submission of the assignment, because I submitted my assignment, but then now with the task 6, mine doesn't have my student number on it, so I went back onto my UNISA to try and like remove it, or so that I can resubmit it. But it's not giving me an option to actually resubmit it. How would I be able to remove that one to resubmit?
Just send me an email and I will just go check in your submission, and then I will just check that you can resubmit.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, Trevor?
Thank you, Dr. Stander.
Trevor? We lost you for a moment.
Question, Dr. Stander. In terms of the marks that is assigned to each assignment, sometimes there's a disconnect between what is in the book and what is on my UNISA, and will that be cleared out? Thank you, ma'am.
You just need to send it through to me. I did copy and paste out of the book into my UNISA, so maybe I did make a change going forward to just check the totals at the point that I didn't pull through. So if you did pick up something like that, please just let me know, and that I can just check it, please, Trevor.
Okay, I will send it. I will send the discrepancies to you.
Okay, thank you so much for that. I did copy and paste out of the book into here, but I also made changes which I might have not pulled through to my UNISA. Unati?
Oops, just a quick one, Dr. K. Regarding the templates, they are 2024 as well. So when you get a chance, I
Just
think
change the dates. Just change the dates.
okay, that's fine. I just wanted to confirm. Thanks.
No, it's just on templates. It's fine. I think I did. It's fine.
Right.
You can just change the dates.
Okay, thanks.
We need to go further to assignment 2. So Trevor, you're gonna be the last one for assessment 1. Duvani.
Thank you,
Dr.
Doctor.
Stander, I
Wait,
think
Trevor, next one.
we had discussed it in our first brown bag session, that in the self-assessment that we do, some of the questions are not relevant to this semester. It's probably, or not this year. It's probably last year's question. Like it says, there are 15 assignments. Is that going to be fixed, or should we just leave that?
Don't know how on earth that happened. There was somebody that brought it up, that specific question. I need to go look for it on the quiz setup, because I didn't use something like this for last year. This is the new thing that I used this year. So I don't know how that slipped in, because that's not even the right answer for last year. So I don't know how I managed to do that. Maybe there's too many balls in the air. But again, please, Trevor, just email me that and I will just check it and just correct the question. But don't stress. If you got 80%, it doesn't really matter.
Okay, thank you. I will do that now. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. There was a question, Devani.
Yes, thank you, Doctor. It is actually regarding task one. How many, because I think I heard you saying 3 certificates. How many are we supposed to get? 3 or 1?
Just one. But if you did all three, nobody can take it away from you. It's also fine.
Okay, sure. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. No,
You can
no,
use it
so-
for your job and add it to your CV.
Yes, yes, that's actually a nice one. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Micro credentials.
Good.
Nketse. Ooh, you need to pronounce your name first. Nketse.
Yeah, it's Nkete.
Nkete. Okay.
Good evening, Ish.
Good evening.
Ish, I'm not sure if this question is already asked because I joined the meeting late. So I wanted to ask, based on templates, next to a declaration there, under declaration, there's title and first level heading, second level heading, and third level heading. Are we talking about something like table of content there?
In which one
Position.
would that be? In the assignment, yes.
In the assignment one. And if you open the template under the declaration, where after my name where I have to declare, there's there's title and 1.1 first level heading and also second level heading and third level heading. So I wanted to know if we are talking about something like table of content there, because it's a bit lost.
Let me just get that on the screen. Oh, it's here because I'm using the. Okay, I'll show you now. Why is this happening? So here it is when you if are you talking about this part here?
Yeah, just go down.
Okay, so then you have your assignment number, the UC number, you type your full name there, and then you type your student number there, and then it just says these things. You can just change that date to 25. And then there's the declaration that you need to sign. Oh, it's just when you need, if you want to use it. So you can type here.
Yeah, underneath.
Yes, so
After
what you can do
declaration.
is you can say, it's for later also, task 1, and then you can put your thing, or later on when you have to do more structured reports, it helps. I just formatted it here for you so that your headings are nice and neat. It's also the way that the department wants it formatted for masters and doctoral students. So it just teaches you to use these tools.
Okay.
Okay, so
But you don't have
so
to
now
use it
for
for this
assignment one,
assignment. For this assignment, you can basically just do task 2, and then you click on that there, and you go to your heading and see it is automatic. And then you can just paste your screenshot in there.
Oh, okay. Thank
And
you very
then
much.
if you later, I'll show you also in those assignments, if you need to put in a table of contents, it comes in very quickly. And you see those level headings here. The numbers have
Yeah.
now updated because we've put in point 2 there.
Oh, yes, I see.
So it makes it very easy later on to find. And also for me as a supervisor to work through your documents. So say you submit a whole thesis, I can just click on this and it takes me to where it
Easier.
is.
Oh yeah.
So show you one of these that I am examining quickly.
Okay.
I just don't want you to see the student. You can see there, it shows you how to, I can just click and it takes me to the different
To the
elements.
okay. Yeah, it
So it
makes
makes
things.
it very easy for us to guide it through. So that's why I'm kind of teaching you this. It's also a graduate level skill. If your boss can go to a report and just click, 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 makes it very easy.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you very much for teaching us new things.
Yeah, no, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Okay, so I think let's where did you guys go now? I lost you. Here you are. Okay. Okay, Tokozani, and then we need to go to assessment 2, so I can tell you what you need to do there.
Hi, Doc. I'm not sure if it's only on my side, but I noticed that the two templates, the individual and the
Mhm.
group assignment, they look the same. It seems like both of them are for individual assignments. I'm not sure
I
it's
did
only on my
change
side where
it.
everybody's having
It
it.
was like, I did upload the new one. I'm sure I uploaded the new one.
All right, noted. I will just.
Yeah, just check
All
it.
right, thank you.
Again for me. I did. It was brought to my attention, and I did immediately change it. What happened? I did the group assignment one, and then I saved it. Didn't save it, and it saved automatically, and it overwritten when I did the individual one.
I'll try
So,
looking at
but
it.
just check it, and then if it's still like that, you let me know. Please, took us on it.
Noted. I will do that.
Okay, so assignment 2. Let's get to the lessons surrounding that, and then I'll speak quickly a little bit to assignment 3. But I think today we need to focus on assessment 2. It's important, guys, that you don't skip going through the lessons, right? Just by a quick show of hands, who did attend Prof. Boya's class on the BMC?
I can tell you I didn't attend it because I didn't even know it was happening.
Oh dear, I did share it. We did share in Honors Week and on the groups. I don't know why they didn't share it wider. I did put it up. Okay, it's just for
Yeah.
interest sake. Yes,
Yeah.
Alden?
Sorry, doctor. Just for my understanding, and maybe I'm expecting too much from our lecturers, but I'm just still grasping all these different postings of workshops happening. And my question is, it's easier to kind of trace it if it's under the announcement tab, because once I've seen with the other modules, once something is posted under announcement, I get a notification in my UNISA email, because I might be busy and not be on my UNISA at that point in time, but I will get the notification on the my UNISA email. I will then go in to check what the notification is about, and then if I see there's a workshop scheduled, I can then put it in my calendar as well as a reminder. But if it's like on a Teams group, like I only like recently joined this current WhatsApp group that we're on now, so I'm not sure how many of the other workshop or brown bag sessions I've missed. But my question is just, is that not possible to keep the meeting announcements kind of uniform? Like we put it on the announcement tab, it comes as a reminder because, it, some of us do not get a chance to look at our PCs during the day because of other commitments. But if it's on the email and my cell phone is on me, I get the notification. I can immediately then make a plan, because sometimes it's better to attend the live sessions. You can ask the question that you want to ask and then still go and review the recorded sessions afterwards.
Okay, I will do that. I don't always get these things in time to to go to the announcements to put them up. I do think specifically I make use of the different channels. I've in the past often seen that students don't actually review announcements, so I will use it if it's something that you are going to use. But in the past, I get notifications from my side to show me in these logs who goes where. I'm not going to put it because it will share information that you guys shouldn't know. But and nobody goes to announcements, so that's why I've actually stopped using that function. But I will put it back up again then.
Yeah, it might be that under announcement, I think there's only one announcement currently about the Honors Week.
Yes, because brown bags are in tutorial letter 101. They are there already in there. And so these brown bags, there's also a brown bag 1 video, it's in there. So brown bags are in tutorial letter 101. I also schedule them for a year forward. So I just don't share the meeting link out because then students join that as soon as they get the link. So it makes it a bit more difficult. But you can use the same link because it's the same link every time for every Wednesday until we are done.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay. Bokozani.
Sorry, Doc, that was an old hand.
No worries. Mokwachi.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to maybe just a suggestion, because I think we all very active on the WhatsApp group. I think can we not maybe pin like the most asked questions, like maybe in terms of like the pin for the teams meeting, the the where's question this on this assignment. If it's like the most asked questions, can we not maybe pin the answers to those? And then people can
I will
just refer
also,
to the.
okay, I will do that for you guys. When I see questions are coming up over and over, then
Yeah.
I will do that. Okay. Sean?
Yeah, Doc, just a thing, maybe with your tutorial, you refer to a tutorial that's on here. Where is the tutorial letter on the portal? That's for just to show me,
Under
sorry,
official study material.
official study material. Okay, that's where it is. Okay.
There it is.
Okay, wonderful. I didn't know that, but thank you very, very much.
No worries.
Official
It's the
study
only
material.
thing, that's
And
why I say I
two, a
thought
brown
you
bag
guys
two.
that. Okay, no worries. Yes.
Yes.
Go
So
ahead.
thank you very, very much. And secondly, brown bag 2, I know brown bag 1, which I was part of, it is stated about brown bag. The brown bag 2, you haven't uploaded that as yet, or
I
am I
know. I
incorrect?
haven't come around to it. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I
okay,
will
okay,
get to that. Yes.
okay, got it. Thank you, Doc. That's all. Thanks.
Okay. No worries. Okay. Let's go then to that assignment and speak to it. So it's important, guys, that you work through these lessons because the lesson 2 actually goes with what we are busy with here. Lesson 1 goes about the foundations for research, how I structured it. So HR Bust is structured around problems. So and why I did that, for me, when I teach research, the most important part of research is getting your problem right. And to understand your problem or understand problems, you need to have empathy and you need to start with people, especially when you are looking into a problem in a business point of view or a real world scenario. We do speak of two worlds in the research. We speak about a real world problem and then an academic problem. So the second semester, we will be going diving deeper into what is an academic problem. But the academic problem is basically a problem that is identified within research. Those problems you would get normally if you read a paper, you would see recommendations for future research. Those are good foundation for the academic problem. I just want to say the fact that something is not done in research is not a good foundation for research. Um, Chances are that we've missed it or you haven't looked in the right place. So it's important that you have a justification for a problem beyond it not being there or you not finding it. So at this point, we're going to park that academic problem. So, and we're going to just first learn how to find a problem. And then in the next semester, we'll go to the more difficult one as to how to find the academic problem. So the methodology that I'm using and I'm teaching you, and that's also the core of the business model canvas, is called human-centered design thinking. So what is human-centered design? Human-centered design is designing a solution based on a problem you have identified. And where do you then start? It is you start with getting empathy for people and to understand what they are. But we cannot just get empathy for everyone. And we need to make sure that we focus that. So if you start a business beyond HR bus or beyond or solve a problem beyond work, um, you need to you need to start and look at the context and around you what pops up. So the biggest problems or the biggest businesses that you get is comes to being because people are solving problems in their everyday life. But we give you prompts so that you step out of your everyday life a little bit and then look at problems um, in a context that we have identified with the city of Tshwane, which is one of our MOU partners. And I will also be looking at your pictures. So in the end, we will ask you if you want to participate in a pitch week where we then take these ideas to the Incanielo Hub and then ultimately to the city to help them solve or create some work. But the city is not who you are creating this for. You are creating it in the city. Okay. So if we go back to the assignment, you would see that we ask you to do a certain things that come mostly out of strategic management. And I'm going to take different ones at different times and to just tell you what to do so that you understand the process. So the 20 fresh produce market has got a different role in different contexts, right? So if you are a farmer, it is a place to come sell your things. If you are a producer, a buyer is a place to come buy your things. The market itself is a middleman. So depending on how you position yourself in the value chain, right, you can have different problems to solve. Do you understand what I mean with that?
Sorry, doctor, just for the purpose of this assignment. So when we say, for instance, theoretically speaking, the group chose, like we're talking about Tshwane Fresh Produce now. So let's talk about Tshwane Fresh Produce. You mentioned that in the value chain, like for instance, the farmers and every player that's involved in this process, there might be different kind of problems that needs to be resolved, coming back to the human questions. So now my confusion was when we're answering assignment 2 as the group, do we answer it based on known facts, like we pretend we are, for instance, Tshwane Fresh Produce Market, or like we get the information from either the internet or from their website, or do we come up with new kind of solutions? Because I think that's where personally for me the confusion was as to how do we approach this. Are we approaching this whether it's Tshwane Fresh Produce or Bon Accord Quarry or Tshwane Events Grounds or
So you
Wonderboom?
will Okay, so you will eventually come up with your own problem that you perceived, taking perhaps Errol, you want to investigate it from a farmer's perspective. So for this point, we are just going to understand the context. So where do we find ourselves? Because problems can be in what I call the industry map or then your value chain. So what does this industry look like? It can be inside this five forces analysis that surrounds the quarry. It can also be embedded in the Pestel analysis. It can be related to the SDG. So I had a student that did a study on informal traders. So interestingly enough, they are often seen as perpetuators of crime and these type of things. But there's also research that shows that they are critical in providing food security. So if you look at it from one lens and to the next lens, it does show things a little bit differently. So there's different SDGs that can be related to this, in which you can also go look at the problem. So the idea of this poster is to make sure that you consider all the angles and that you understand that the Tshwane Fresh Produce Market is not just here in its own. It has got different elements in the industry. So the value chain, you look at the farmer that brings it to the market agents, the city itself as the shareholder, the people who buy from it, the informal traders, even the people. I know I've got a few farmer friends. There's a lot of people that do recycling of stuff that come from there. So there's a lot of in this industry map, if you draw it, things that you haven't considered before. So this is why I let you do it and think through what is the political environment that surrounds this whole value chain or this whole industry then, which is then fresh produce, even agriculture can play in there. What is the economic environment, the social, technological? And if you go through it like this, you start to see it and start to think wider than what you perhaps knew about Tshwane Fresh Produce Market or about Bonaccord Quarry. Alton?
Okay, but just on that point, Doctor, you mentioned earlier that the Tshwane Fresh Produce, the city of Tshwane is the owner or shareholder. You know, I'm assuming then it comes down to it possibly being a government parastatal. Now, if you look at the industry map and one of the lessons, there's like videos embedded here on my UNISA to watch for further understanding. On the industry
Yes.
map, the way the gentleman explained it on that video, he talks about, for instance, you look at the players in the market, you look at potential gaps because the other name I think for industry map is the market map, sorry, market gap, if I understand it correctly. And the way he was explaining it is like if you put almost like a cross on a piece of paper, and then at the top you've got maybe you say high price, at the right you've got high quality, at the bottom you've got low price, and at the left you've got low quality. Now the way that guy explained it in the middle is that for the industry map, you're looking at who's the current players in the market, where's the potential gap for your business to come in and perhaps taking over. So now if we're going back to the Tshwane fresh produce market, and again just using my confusion, and that's why I'm so happy we're having this call right now, is that if that's a government parastatal and we're saying, okay, but they supply to not only big players in the market, but also walk-in customers, then the question is, okay, but then what are we doing against for like high quality, or like you want to provide high quality
So that's the question, right, Alton? So you are
Yeah,
making the
I know that's the
assumption that they
question.
have got a monopoly because they
Yeah,
are government
exactly my point.
Ah,
Exactly. You
so
see, that's my
can I give
confusion.
you?
I'm thinking, yeah, I'm thinking if they government owned, then where exactly is the competition if they providing to everyone?
So they don't provide to everyone. So that's one of the problems, right? So you need to do some research, but I'll give you some the whole class some tips regarding this. There are private markets that are doing much better. There are also new private markets that are coming up that will give much better services. Then, if you look at the broader Gauteng, there are also other markets that is for the same farmers can travel to that might do better than they do. So don't make the assumption that because it's owned by the city, it's the only one.
Okay, I'm still not 100%, but in the interest of time, I'm gonna pause
So
so that we can
let
go
me
through
give you
to all the
examples,
steps.
Errol.
Elton.
Errol, Elton, sorry. They, sorry, I've been speaking to an Errol the whole day. There is the Johannesburg market, right? That's still competition to 20. Atterbury is developing a new market just in Montana. And there is another one, I forgot now, Midrand as well, where all these farmers can all take the same farmers that go to 21 and go to that market.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not asking so much per se as per the 20 fresh produce market. My question was more regarding the industry map. Like, was my
Yeah.
understanding correct regarding that video? Are we supposed to look at, this is the market gap potentially for high quality, high prices, high quality, low prices, low quality, high prices? Is that how we're supposed to approach each of these sources or resources? Or
Yes.
was
You need
my
to,
understanding incorrect? Yes.
yeah, no, it works with the five forces analysis. So the five forces says, where is your threat of substitution? Where is your competition coming from? What is,
Okay, so I see. So each one needs to be linked to your chosen source. So if I, for instance, pick
yes,
the Vulnerable Airport, whatever I come up with, whether my SDG or five forces or industry map, needs to be linked to the Vulnerable Airport based on current known facts, for lack of a better term, that's
yeah,
out there.
desktop research, yes.
Okay,
And
okay.
desktop research means that what you can Google about it.
And for this assignment, we need to provide a, a list of references as well.
Yeah, you can just cite websites.
And do those need to be primary resources, or can we just like normal websites we
It can
find like?
be newspaper, anything like this. Remember, it's not academic research. It is
Oh, I
still
see. Okay,
real world
okay.
research, yes.
Bec- okay, because that's what my other concern was. If I look it up on the internet, it's not necessarily primary resources. It's more like secondary resources, and I just
No,
wanted to
it's
make
a
sure that.
desktop.
Okay, all right,
No,
understood.
no, it's just a desktop analysis. So you are going to take this thing and pull it through the whole year. And also later on in the year, the problem that you'd identified, or even the SCG which you want to relate it to, you're going to pull it through. You're going to say, okay, we have decided that food security will be the SCG that we work on. And we are going to do our literature study later in the year relating to food security and informal traders, or something that can relate to the problem that you've identified now, to help you understand how to build in what we call, what academics like to call, a golden thread. Okay. Does it make sense, guys? Alton?
Yeah,
Yes,
it's still
Doc, I think it
marinating.
does.
It's still marinating, but I'll come back later if I'm still confused.
Okay, if you're still confused, I'm here to help you work through this. Letta?
Yes, Doc. Thank you and good evening to everyone. Doc, in our group or our team, we're struggling with the size of the poster. You just mentioned that we must look at or consider all the angles. Now I'm trying to figure it out to say, how am I going to put this on an A4 paper? Because we're supposed to submit a PDF document.
Hmm?
So in terms of providing this
Nobody said
information,
you have to use the A4 paper. If you go into Word, mm, like this one, we
I
just
I tend to kind of support that question because the
okay.
other question I would have is how much information do you expect us to put on this poster, seeing how the whole effort for assignment 2 is only worth 6 points?
yes, I was coming to
Oh.
that, Elton, trying to figure it out as to how much of the information is it required from us. Because if you look at pastel on its own, it's a lot of information. And you talk about 5 forces, the SDGs, like, can we submit 2 uh, pages? Like, or do you need only 1 poster? Can you please just explain?
So I want
Yeah.
one poster. So you know how to put in section breaks in Word.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. No, okay, it's because it's deleted the other one. So you put in section break. You can then turn, this would be your page. You can change the orientation of the page
Okay.
to landscape, right? It already helps you a lot. On this, you can use a different size fonts. You can also go to Canva or any other tool to create a poster and just paste it in here. Or you can change the size of the page. So I need one PDF to be submitted because that is what my UNISA and assessment tool says. Nobody said only use Word. Nobody said use only a A4. But I said it must be digital. So that Turnitin can still see that there is some sort of type of text in it. But you can use any digital type of tool that you want to. I would have gone to use Canva, for example, to make the poster and pasted it in there. Because you see where?
You don't perhaps have one of the prior years
Yeah, you are
desktop
my guinea
analysis.
pigs. Unfortunately, you are my guinea pigs on this thing. I can show you how to make a poster on Canva.
No, not necessarily how to make the poster, but just to see from a prior year on on a totally different resource that's not similar to our options, just to give an
No,
idea as to
it's a
okay,
total. So I redeveloped the whole module especially for this year.
I see.
Yeah, so all the assessments, everything are kind of new. There's a little bit of overlap, and we also changed the order around. So we started with the academic problem, but I saw that students struggled a little bit with the problem identification, so we switched it around. But there's unfortunately no examples. You will be the example. That's why I'm also helping you through this. I can try and make one for you and send it on the announcements.
Yes, I mean
That will be
I'm not sure.
appreciated.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much you are allowed to support us, but just an indication so
I
that we
support
don't
you
go
as much as I want without giving you the answers.
exactly. So just to make sure
Yay.
that what we submit as a group, we don't go completely off track.
So you can also, napkin. If you use napkin, nobody's used napkin.
Uh, it's the first time
Napkin is
I'm
a
hearing
very
about
nice
this.
little tool that you can use, Napkin AI, where you can type in, you just declare that you use napkin, but it's not something that's frowned upon, and you put in the text and it creates a little pastel drawing for you with a
Okay.
summary. Just check
So we can
that it
do, okay.
doesn't. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I don't.
Okay.
I've never been against the use of AI, but as long as you declare it and AI doesn't do your thinking. Right.
Understood. Understood.
Darren? Oh, sorry, Tokozani, you are first.
Oh, Doug, I just wanted to ask with regards to the four resources. Are we actually bound to actually stick to Tswane, or can we go
We
to
can use
further
different
extension?
ones. It's fine. You can stay within that those areas and kind of in your fresh produce agriculture type value chain. Also then in your quarry aggregate value chain, aerospace value chain, what is the other one? Airport and what was the fourth one?
Events.
20 events. 20 events has got very potential, much potential, because it's actually just an empty building.
Right.
So
And just to follow
you
up,
can,
Doc,
yeah,
with regards to, let's just say we chose the fresh produce, would it actually be logical to actually look at the broader South Africa, for example, and looking at it with competition probably to other African countries, or should
you
we
can.
keep it to a certain location, or?
You can do basically what you want to do. You are going to get to a point where you have to describe the narrative and write the story and do your own feasibility. I think it's about assignment 9, 10-ish. And then, but if you think you want to go SADC, it's fine. If you want to go BRICS, it's fine. As long as you stay in those lanes.
Noted. Thanks, Doc.
Okay. Darren?
Hi, Doc. I was just confused about something. If we want to do our poster through Canva and we download it as a PDF straight from Canva, are you saying that we can't upload that PDF onto MyUniso? We have to do it through Word and then convert to
You
PDF?
need to just have the if you combine it and say, okay, you will then create my cover page and my back page and then combine it into one PDF, and it's still within size, yes. But what often happens if you do that, it's too big to upload to my Unisa. So you would have to then paste it into Word and convert it in total. So as long as I have the declarations on there, to make sure that you're doing this in an ethical way, I need to, unfortunately, due to not you, other students, coming, I needed to make sure that students do these declarations so that if we need to take action, unfortunately, do we get to a point where we have to, that we are able to.
Okay, so I think it's just rather safer to do it on Word then.
Yeah, do it in Canva and paste it in. It's fine. I like Canva makes some nice pictures. So it's fine. Don't stress about it.
Okay,
Just
all
check
right,
the
thank you.
size. Yeah.
Will do.
That's,
Thank you.
you know. And you can use different ones other than Canva also. I'm not even up to date with all of them. You know, you get used to what you're using. Brendan?
Ma'am, just want to confirm with the group assignment, we have to do the pastel and everything like that. Sorry. With the submission, is the group will the group be submitting the same poster, or will every individual need to create their own poster that needs to be submitted?
No, every the group submits one poster.
Okay, so then the team leader will be submitting for the whole group or every
Yes.
individual? Okay, 100%. Thank you.
Oh, there's only so many spaces then on my Unisa. Samantha?
Hi, Doc. So, just a bit of clarity. You said napkin or napkin?
Napkin, like a napkin for food.
Oh, okay, great. And then the second one was, as a group, we were struggling on the guidance of referencing AI if we do use it. So how do we reference AI?
Okay, so you need to, it's basically a list of prompts. So you would say, there's a specific page in the assessment that would you would say, napkin AI, these were the prompts that we put in. So the idea for me is, and I want to be very frank, if you can go to ChatGPT and tell him do a pestle analysis regarding Johnny Frost produce market, 20 seconds later you have it. You can tell it, summarize it into points for a poster. It will do that. 10 seconds later you've got it there. Bang, it's in. In the end, where you are going to struggle is to defend yourself when you have to do the videos and to live with yourself in the end. Because what did you learn from doing that? Right? So you learned that it's easy to cheat the system, and you learned that education comes cheaply. But if you want to have the journey that those guys had that came to speak to you, you will go do it yourself. And then you can ask AI to edit it. You can ask AI to add things or take things away or whatever you need. But the moment you let them do your thinking, you get into a dangerous terrain that you won't be able to stand up in a class and say, you know what, I don't agree, or you won't be able to know what you don't know. I made the comment the other day at EDHE that, you know, with AI, if I only tell it to shave a sheep, right, and I never tell it that the sheep has got a head, it will never shave the head. So we need to know what it is that we don't know so that we are able to critique what AI gives us. Otherwise, we're all just going to be a bunch of AI dependent people. So when you get to the point, and that's why I say I don't mind you guys using AI. Don't copy and paste from AI. That's called plagiarism. So it's very difficult. And I tell you this because I am Afrikaans and I write Afrikaans. It's very difficult once ChatGPT has fixed something for me being Afrikaans to unfix what it did, right? Because its English is way better than mine. So just watch out for that thing. I tell you, it can be addictive to use. I've seen students get pulled into it. So avoid it. But if you want to use it like to create certain things, and you will see, I send you to specific AIs throughout the course of the year to help you with things, to make your arm stronger, but not generative AI like ChatGPT. Okay.
Sure, noted. Thank you very much.
Okay. Usisiwe.
Good evening. Good evening, Doc.
Good evening.
Yes, I just want clarity. I'm not sure if I might have missed it on the first brown bag, or I didn't go through the instructions well enough. Before this assessment, I just want to understand the whole module. I understand that we have about 29 assignments that we still need to we need to do. And most of them, when I looked at group assignments as well as individual assignments, which these individual assignments, they actually link with what we've done as a group.
Yes.
Okay. And do we still need, or are we still gonna do a like a proper research as a group?
You are doing proper research as a group. I just broke it down into smaller pieces.
Oh, okay. That is
You just
okay.
don't know
Thank
that you're doing it.
Oh, okay. Because my sorry, because I just got confused because I thought, okay, this is just for us to have an understanding of something that we're still gonna do. Sorry for confusing
No.
it
Let
because
me
I
tell
thought,
you.
okay,
It looks
I thought,
weird.
okay, because I thought we're gonna get a topic, and then from that topic, that is where we come up. Now I've noticed now, based on assignment 2, now we are given these markets because that is where I'm actually coming to, because I just want to understand, because we've got these industry things, and from what I've heard now, you just said that if you actually choose an industry, this is what we're going to be focusing on throughout the year. So I assumed, okay, I was still going to do a research, but based on this industry. So now that we're talking that it's actually broken down into pieces, but at the end it's going to be one thing.
Yeah, in the end, it's actually two things. So in the end, you can
Okay.
actually take what you've done and I make the platform available and you can start the business which you are developing in the first semester. And then in the second semester, you take that same problem, you apply an academic lens, and we are going to write a academic paper based on a methodology called the rapid literature review. And then you're also welcome to opt in to try and get that published. So, and then based on assignment 2 marks, there is a little competition that is also coming for a trip to go and do, but it's still coming out. Yeah, I will make sure it's an announcement out then. There's a little competition running based on the marks for assignment 2, and then the winning group can opt to accompany us on a very interesting journey to look at the square kilometer array.
Oh, okay. So now back to assignment 2. Okay, now that I've got clarity on, back to assignment 2. According to my understanding, please correct me if I'm wrong. Every research starts with a hypothesis, right? And now we've got a completed here on this assessment. There's that thing that says talking to human assumptions, which is the first thing that we need to understand about the chosen market. And then from there on, we are able to actually break it down into the SDGs that are involved and how do they link to pastel and all that. So you've actually mentioned that if you're going to be focusing on a certain SDG, then is that what? Do we only need to choose one, or we can choose as many as we can? Or the SDG that you choose must actually speak to the assumption that we've actually came up with, and then we
So I
focus
will
on.
tell you about the SDG.
Okay.
They are all interrelated.
Okay.
So you can link them all to work to one problem. So let's take the Tshwane Fresh Projects market. It's easy to link it to poverty, food security, right? Did you know that there was, I think I did put it on your group the other day, interesting article on a guy from Pakistan, I think, or somewhere, that took food scraps of food with high fluorescent food and created energy, glass that can. Oh, somebody is talking. I'm gonna just mute so that can use it to create energy out of food scraps. So, but it's because they understood the whole context of their problem and where it sits. So you can choose many SDGs, you can choose one SDG. Just remember to if you have too much, you need to justify all that. Right. So I would not go to more than two that you want to focus on in the end. Okay. Um Busisiwe? I will not lower your hand so I can remember. Sean?
Doc, from my side, I just like to understand. You got the Agenda 2063 SDG goals, which is 20, and then we got the SDG, which is 17. So I've read both of them, and my brain's kind of wobbled, like which direction to choose, and what is the question asking us, and how do I relate it to a helicopter view, and how does it relate? Because I am confused on assignment 2. You've clarified, and many of the other students have asked questions which I've listened to. So we choose one of the resources. I get that. 2, you got SDG related. That means you don't define the SDG. We define it based on the question, based on the topic that we chose. So we go to the 17 SDGs and we say, okay, that's 2 that's related to our resource question. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. That's
But
fine.
don't go for the obvious ones. Like I said, with the 21st project, it can go to energy in 2 different ways. You can burn the waste, right?
Yes.
In a bio waste incinerator. You even get small little waste, like human household size bio waste energy things. I forgot the name now. That you can get for household use that you can put there. So it can also go to energy, which is not the obvious one. So work through them and think it. I'm grateful that you're reading both on them. So think through it and think, okay, is there a way that this value chain that I have in front of me can speak to hunger? Yes, it's easy. Okay, but it's obvious. So it might be that there are many solutions already in the market for what if I look at that one. But when it comes to energy, there's not so many. Or if it comes to marine, it's not, there aren't so many, so think of it a bit, just think through them or speak through them as a group as well.
As a group, okay, that's fine. Then the next one, Pistol, understand that 5 forces industry map. I get that from the questions that and the information that you've given us. The thing that I'd like to ask you is, so when you have a group, we have a group and we're going through it. Is the best advice how all of us got different traits, skills, abilities, and we're trying to find out exactly in the group who does what. With your recommendation for research, and I don't know anything about research, so for me it's going to be breaking me, trying to learn what research is all about. Would you think or advise us as a group is that we all allocate different sections, go back and do the research and then come back? Or like one group that I've heard, that not from now, from the past, who gave me some advice, they set like the entire 8-9 hours with the group and they done it like together. And for me, it's like, I'm thinking that could be also could have its pros and cons. But what is your advice for us as a group? How would you give us? I know all of us are different, but how would you attempt to give me advice on how to
do it?
Yeah, how to do it? Because for me, is like if my group member, not that I don't trust them, is that if they had managing the pestle, for example, and I'm doing 5 forces, at some point, I'm not going to know what the pestle is about, example, and then I'm going to be lost. I'd like to know overview of a lot of things. So what is your advice for us as a group and for students?
Okay, so so there's two ways of, like you said, of approaching it. You can approach it like you would approach a organization or board of directors and give everyone a task and they must come report back. But what happens in sometimes with that is that, like you say, it's siloed. And but then on the other hand, if you sit and work together, it would be great if you have the time to do that. If you say, okay, we are going to take out this Saturday and we're going to sit and do it. Perhaps you can then still tell people to prepare for certain sections, right? So that's what I would do. I would say, okay, Alton, you're going to prepare a little bit on the SCGs, but we're going to work together. So think through it. But then nothing stops Bridget to also do it, right? And we can all go and just look around the SCGs. Perhaps there are 17 of them, say, divided by 5. Everybody looks at 3 each, and then look at the corresponding points in Agenda 2063. And then let's come discuss it and debate it and brainstorm it. But everybody's got a different way of thinking it. That's basically how I would go about it. And then say, okay, these are the SCGs we are looking, because the SCGs would also play a big role in the pestle analysis that you have. So if you then go for 20 fresh produce plus energy, then politically becomes different, environment becomes different than when it is food security. Ne? So
I like
it looks very short for 6 marks. But remember, 6 marks in assignment 1 was 6 different tasks.
Yes.
Yes. So don't count the marks. It's just easy for accounting purposes. You either, because there's no right or wrong best now. That's why I say it's all dependent. The one will inform the other. And we need to see, my whole thing that I want to see is that you understand the context, that you went and researched the SDGs, that you understand them. And like you say, research is a lot about reading. You understand them, you understand how they come together with your resource, you understand that there's different competitors, you know what is going on, and now you can make the assumption that yes, in South Africa or in BRICS or in SADC or in the whole world, there hasn't been anybody using phosphorus plants to make energy glass solar panels. So that's something I can do. You want to find a problem worth solving and a solution worth selling.
Exactly. Okay, that helps me a lot for our team as well, because we're trying to, that helps me a lot where everybody has a task and then you get together like on a Saturday, or for example, where we're all available and we go through the problem together. Other than that, we're all doing it in silo blocks, and we're not formulating the whole thing of understanding it inclusively. So that helps me a lot, Doc. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I've also had in the past years where people write certain sections and nobody checks that the sections, especially later on in the second semester when you are going to do a lot of writing, right? You will see that if you write a section and I write a section and Davani writes a section and Brendan writes a section, and we never check each other. It might be that there's overlap. It might be that we are contradicting each other. So it's good to make sure that you pull this together. Together.
Agreed. Agreed. And then the last question is, when I read the document of the 17 SDGs, we looked at world hunger, and we're looking at people from the world, like really top people who knows what they're doing, and they are specialists, most of them. Some of them are specialists. And I mean, they put world hunger, like end world hunger. When I read that long document, it was like ridiculous to think like you putting a goal in 2015 or so, and you're saying, this is my goal, but we want to end world hunger. And I'm thinking, you putting in my opinion, not knowing a lot, you're putting you're making a statement, and you need to back it up with all the activities as well. But you're not going to end world hunger. And it's almost like, what is our leaders doing? Making statements, but they know it's unachievable. Instead of saying, we want to reduce world hunger by 20%, and these are the research, and this is where we want to go. It's like, and we're only 17% there from all the SDGs. It's like ridiculous. Then you think that's why we're not moving forward as a world.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like,
also why it also teaches you something, right? Like
yeah,
setting realistic, smart objectives. The end world hunger is a big thing. Like it would be great if we are able to make sure that everybody's got food to eat by 2030. And we've got a countdown here. If you all wondered what the number is about.
Agreed. Agreed.
And I so it would be great. This is where did it go now? Yeah. There you go. That's how much time we have left to solve all the end world hunger, amongst other things.
Thank you, Doc. Okay.
Okay, so it's time for you guys to come up with solutions on how to solve world hunger.
I think so.
Retiwe.
Good evening, everyone. My question is quite short. I just need you to elaborate for me the last part where it says that talking to humans. What is it exactly that we need to do there?
Okay, there's a specific exercise. It's in this lesson. Get to it. Okay, so talking to humans is a book. You can click on the link, but it's a practical guide, and in that there is a specific exercise that you need to go through as a team. So now you've worked through the SDGs and things, and now you think you are going to make assumption. Before we test anything, we're just going to say, okay, if we are going the route of that, a guy who made the solar panels from fruit and vegetables, right? Who do we think can possibly be a market for this problem that we see, right? What is the problem that we are seeing? So I would start with kind of question 2, right? And then say, okay, why do I think that this is a problem? For who is this a problem? And then start filling this in. So these are very thumbsuck, but it's not really thumbsuck. It's the result of your brainstorming and working through the industry and the SDGs and thinking, okay, like Alton is doing, right? What Sean is doing. How do we solve world hunger? Okay, we can't really solve world hunger, but if we break this down into smaller bites, what is a less wicked? So this is called wicked problems or grand challenges, the SDGs. What is a less grand challenge or less wicked problem that we can perhaps solve, right? And if we solve it, for who are we solving it? And then remember, how do we make money from solving this? Because in the end, you guys are business majors, right? So you are all here to make money. So we need to think about this. How do we turn our idea or our problem into a solution that we can make money from. But that is what you have to do.
Thank you, Doc.
So it's informed thumb sucking.
Got it.
Or see where you use the term, it's a hypothesis, but it's not a real hypothesis. But there we go. Alton.
Thank you, Doctor. I think just Sean had a question earlier about how to best approach this as a group. And I think just my 5 cents worth there is that even though you, and I'm talking now in general, that you'd split it up amongst team members, and I think you alluded to it as well with your feedback, is that if I, for instance, pick 5 forces on that in my team, I can also read up on Pastel and on the SDGs and on the industry map as well to also have an idea so that when we do brainstorm as a team, I'm not sitting there blind. I can also give an input so that everybody, as we grow throughout the year with the different assignments, you're not just doing one thing specific because then you're losing out on gaining the knowledge on the other points. But the one thing I wanted to ask is, if we're submitting this group assignment, and I think if I understood correctly, you said we pick one person in the group to submit. Now, in my team, say for instance, my group leader submit for us. There's 5 of us in the team. But now on my side, is it not going to show I've missed the deadline?
No. So let's just go back here. I've lost it now. Let's go back. So if you look here on the station 2, give it some time. Oh, my Anissa's on strike. I'll just give it time to load. You will see it gives me 99 groups that can submit this. Somebody already did submit.
Oh, I see. Okay. So I didn't scroll down that far on that page. Okay. I was just concerned that on my side it's going to show that I've missed the deadline. And then just regarding the use of AI, and you've given the feedback there as well. But on all the workshop I've been now so far this year, the ones I could manage to attend, obviously all the lecturers have made quite a big deal about avoiding plagiarism and submitting work as your own. And on one of my other modules, the research module, they also showed us on the last call that there's 2 tools actually being used, just in case other people have not attended that call. The one tool is the Turnitin, where you can immediately see similarities to other work and still have time to fix it if you have time. But the other side is they have an AI tool as well, which we don't have as students, which the lecturers have. And that AI tool can also pick up if work was done using like a chat GPT or something else. They can also pick up with that. So just for students, just be very careful with the use of AI, because the thing is, at the end of the day, we all signed that declaration on that group form, and it's going to be obviously very difficult for students then to be called into a meeting at UNISA if there's an issue. Whereas we've all signed the document that says it's our own work, and there's very limited or no plagiarism involved.
Yes, so I want to show you. I don't know if the assignments are still here without showing you names, but we click through, and that's why I say I don't think it's going to load. My Nisa seems to be not very happy. So what is important, guys, and that's why I say declare everything, right? If you used I declare it, tell me that you used it, because I can go just click and it will show. It will show if you use Grammarly as an AI, right? It will show up that you used it, right? So put it there and say Grammarly was used to check the language to make sure that the things are right. Try and avoid ChatGPT. And why I say it, it's because, again, it's very difficult. I tell you, it's extremely difficult because it writes so nicely. To know what you know, don't what you to not to know what you don't know when it comes to chat, because it can bullshit you very quickly. Okay, so watch out for that. Molatela.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Dr. Stander.
Hi.
So, just to okay, so my first question, Elton already asked it. So I wanted to just confirm. So from your side, if I'm part of the group and I'm the leader and I submit, it will automatically filter through to the rest of the team. All right,
yes.
Great. Then the second one also, it has come up a lot. I just want to make sure that I'm understanding it correctly, especially because in our last meeting with our team, we were like a bit on the fence in terms of what we were expected to do, like on what part. So the instruction says that as a team, we must decide on one of the 4 resource markets and conduct a desktop analysis of the industry. And then the first bullet point says name of the industry and the resource chosen. So everything that we're doing, are we doing it on a specific industry that's part of that resource, or are we doing it on the resource itself?
So you don't have to use that resource. You need to position it within the industry. That's why I want the industry map, a competitiveness map.
Okay.
So, and then you can say, because the idea is to find a problem surrounding that, not specific to that being the problem.
Okay,
It's just
that's
like
perfect
a
then.
catalyst to make you think.
Okay. No, it makes
for
sense.
next year, I'm going to add additional one. I'm going to add the International Dark Sky Reserve as well.
Okay. Well, thank you, Dr. Stander. You answered it exactly how I'm sure everybody that's on the team, we won't be confused with that anymore.
Okay, no worries.
Thank you.
you. Mama Kwale.
Hi, Doctor. My question is also with regards to the last part, which is the talking to humans. Just so that we understand what we're supposed to be doing. So we've got the exercise. So we're gonna go through and answer all the questions there. So since the poster is limited, so does this now form part of an attachment, or how do we
You can put
incorporate
that talking to humans page. You can put it as an extra page of the poster.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Trevor, Alton, and then I need to hard stop the class. Trevor?
Sorry, Dr. Stander, you mentioned that you're going to put something about international in there. International, what was that?
Oh, I just said you can, International Dark Sky Reserve. That is a very interesting thing that I recently learned about. I'll share a link for you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Can I ask?
You are welcome to go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So I just got a bit excited now after I heard your feedback to the previous person before Trevor. So just to confirm, the sources you gave us were just examples of the industry they're operating in. That doesn't mean if I choose, for instance, the Wonderboom Airport, I must focus on the Wonderboom Airport. I should focus on the industry in which they operate, which is airports. Is that my understanding is correct?
Is it
And then the
airports
feed.
out there?
Well, I'm just okay. Let's speak about it now
You have to be very
theoretically.
careful with this.
Okay, so let's go back to the front of fresh produce then. So if we use that as an example, let's make it a simple example just for my brainwaves to attach to this. So I'm not going to speak specifically about Tuan and fresh produce, but I'm going to speak on the fresh produce market in itself as the industry.
you can look at it and say, okay, combined with the SDG on end world hunger, it would be, what would the industry be? Agriculture, food, right? Combined with the SDG on energy, what would the industry be?
Okay, and just for the points allocation, so as a team, we're going to obviously do the best with our chosen resource the way we understand it, and then we're going to submit it before the due date. So you saying that as the lecturers, you guys looking at, are we understanding the resource? Are we understanding like the pastels, the five forces, and how we linked it? And you don't have a specific playbook next to you where you're marking us against, but your marking is just to see, do we understand it? And is there a flow between pastel and five forces and the industry map?
Yes, does what you
Okay.
submit make sense? You know, if you just, and
Okay.
does it show engagement, right? That it's not just, what's the word now? It's too like oppervlakkig, superficial.
Superficial, yes.
Yes.
Okay, understood.
Okay. So there's the International Dark Sky Reserve one. This is very interesting. I will spend the whole day on this, but this is very interesting. It's like a nature reserve, but of darkness. Um, Then, do we upload every assignment in my drive in Teams? No. So last year we did have a little bit of a problem when it came to the upload of certain things. And we had to upload stuff on Teams because my UNISA couldn't accommodate it. Because we broke things into smaller pieces, my UNISA should be able to accommodate everything so that we don't have to upload onto Teams and that they have to go mark on, get details on Teams. I will make sure that I make announcements on my UNISA to say, to warn you or to tell you. Sean, last question. Hands down again. So I can tell you while we have this thing up on the sky. So we are going to make the opportunity available for one of the groups to accompany us on a data collection exercise, specifically in a town called Lady Grey in the Eastern Cape, where we are going to spend about 5 nights measuring the darkness and to see if they will qualify as a international dark sky reserve, and then co-author a paper then, but it's with myself and 2 other esteemed profs in the university. So it's some co-curricular activities that come from that, but it will be based on what you submit and the way you think through assignment 2. So Sean, I see your hand.
Yes, Doc, I think it was Elton who asked the question, or just with regards to the resources, and we're looking at the bigger problem from the industry, but we still need to submit the poster on the chosen one. So if it's Swane Fresh Produce or Events Ground, that must be the poster based on that topic that you've given us.
I'll show you what I've got in mind. I'll quickly draw what I
Yeah,
had.
just a little confused. Well, just to link it up, yeah.
Okay, so let me just share it. So if I would have done it myself as a student, I would have gone, let's close that. It's now going to be very rough. I would put the resource here. So 20 fresh produce. You can put it nicely and say, okay, 20 fresh produce market. If I draw this, I will first put the SDGs that I had. I would put them there.
But is that in
Then,
bullet summarized
yeah,
form or
remember
in
it's a
detail?
poster. No, it's a poster. Right? So these are the SDGs. Then I could even, you see, move it around a little bit closer. Say, okay, these are the points. So you'll have to play and say, okay, based on this, and that's why I wouldn't take too many SDGs. Based on this SDG, this is then the 5 forces that I note. Based on these 5 forces, this is what the industry map looks like. This plays into Festal. So you can link all these together. And then if you have 2 SDGs listed, you would then have to link them together. Again, do the same thing because it's going to change. And then in the end, see where the overlaps are between that one, and kind of highlight certain sections that you think, okay, these are the important parts, and then take that talking to humans, and these pink things will inform the talking to humans. That's kind of what I would have done. Do you see the screen? I see this one. No.
Yeah, Doctor, thank you so much. I think you can ignore the one submission that you have because
Okay.
now it's making it's much more clear now what you are looking for. But yeah, thank you so much for this.
Thank you,
I
Doc.
want to just see that you thought through this because in the past, students didn't think through it. So the solutions and things that they came up with is stuff that's, if you come to the speech week, it's already done. It's already there, right? So they never thought further than it. So we put this into circle. Let's first see the big problem and then narrow it down. Okay, Alton, last question. It's now 60
sorry.
seconds.
Sean asked the question, but I'm not. I see how you put the picture as an example, but I'm not sure I fully understand. And then just somebody was asking also in the chat about some further clarity on human talk. But just to for this assignment 2, there's 4 sources given, market, industry, and we pick one as a group. So the poster, is it about that source or the industry the source operate in?
So you can take this source. So we say Tshwane Fresh Produce Market. There is the SDG, and then say we chose the SDG on energy. Then you can have a keyword here to say, okay, energy. Based on energy, this is the best style that we are doing, right?
I
So
see.
then
Okay.
it's space style. Then this space style will inform the market environment, which is 2 aspects, 5
I
forces
see.
as well as the industry map.
Okay, so it all links like from one team to the next. So it's not separately chosen. Like if you decide on an SDG, that kind of determines how you go forward with the poster.
Yes. It's like a puzzle.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. All right. Cool. So, great. I want to just then thank you all for giving me the opportunity to clarify things. I will make time slots available during not next week, the week after, to clarify things and make sure next week, perhaps Thursday and Friday, we can have meetings, individual meetings with teams to work through things if there's certain things that you are not clear on assignment 2. But then that's a wrap for this evening. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, Doc, and thank you for putting the meeting on a
Thank you.
after hours. We really appreciate it.
No problems, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doc.
Dr. Stander, when will the next meeting be?
Next week,
Brown bag
Wednesday.
session.